emergency door handle, AP. Brake panel and turn handle to open emergency door. Emergency brake panel. Oh, it's an emergency. So you had to have Pico to get in here. Maybe other people could break it too, not just him. That would kind of make sense. Anyone can come this far. Now comes the hard part, the desert of death. A land of ever-changing sands, where nothing lives and from which no one returns. Sounds depressing. That's what everyone said about crossing the ocean. I get the feeling that God wants to be left alone. I don't know anything about that, but I do know that God lives beyond the desert. You must cross the desert. I'll tell you how to survive long enough to get there. Ask me anything. This is a Reddit Ask Me Anything. The water jug's full of water. Make sure you take some with you, you'll need it. Use the water jug here to fill your canteen. Your canteen can hold up to 16 helpings of water. One helping is enough for each member of the party to drink. Remember to drink before it's too late. If you don't, your max HP will go down permanently. Ah, permanently? That does not sound fun. I want to rest. And I guess I will save. This definitely sounds intimidating. Oh, and I will also change party members because I don't know why they kicked Pico out of the party. They're just like, yeah, let's put Ray in. I mean, he did have that line, but it really does annoy me how often they kick, like, people out of your party and put in other people. It's like, can I decide my own friggin' party, okay? Seriously. What do I want to know about walking in the desert? This is very important. Listen carefully. Naturally, as you move through the desert, time passes. One day is 24 hours, a 12-hour day and a 12-hour night. You can keep track of time by counting your steps. You'll walk about 40 steps in an hour. Since you'll only waste energy moving during the day, you should move at night when it's cooler. Anything else you want to know? About directions. You can find your way in the desert by looking at the stars. This is the North Star. It always appears in the north and never moves. It moves. If you follow it, you're headed due north. This one's called the false North Star. It sometimes appear at different heights depending on the day. It can fool you. Be careful not to mix it up with the real North Star. And this one is the Evening Star. It always appears in the west, but not always at the same height and in the same place. If you're in the center of the desert, it'll be due west. If you lose track of where you are in the desert, you're done for. Make sure you keep your eyes on the stars. One thing you need to be careful about is after breaking camp or a battle, make sure you check what direction you're facing. If you forget, you could end up in a lot of trouble. Anything else you want to know? This desert sounds atrocious. Just the worst. Leaving the desert. Here's how to get out of the desert. First, follow the North Star to the north. Then, when you can see the Evening Star directly to the west, head east. Keep going east until you can no longer see the Evening Star, and then head north again. After walking north for 3 nights, so you should be able to see the oasis. I'll write this down for you so you can look it up later. Anything else you want to know? Oh my god. There was more you had to say, I think. It just, for some reason... water, camping in the desert, the Rakta, the goddess Miria. As you walk in the desert, your body will slowly lose water, and your throat will become dry every so often. If you don't drink any water and keep walking longer than 30 minutes when this happens, you'll run the risk of permanently damaging your body. Just so you know, 30 minutes is about 20 steps or so. Anything else you want to know about?
So you take less than a step per minute?
I guess. Camping in the desert. You should spend about 12 hours or so camping. So if you camp at daybreak, it'll be night when you start walking again. If you camp at dusk, when you break camp, it will be morning. Anything else you want to know about? Go ahead, take this Rakta with you. If you get lost in the desert, use the Rakta. It'll bring you back here without fail. Anything else you want to know? Is the Rakta that camel, or is it something else? The people of Dragonir believe that you're going to strike down the goddess. Put an end to her madness. Me, I don't care what happens. I harbor no hatred for anyone. Do whatever you think is best.
Does this seem okay?
What is it?
A meatball.
I would have to smell it. Is it cooked?
Yes.
I don't know. Seems okay, I guess.
Okay. There was a weird smell in the kitchen, but I wasn't sure if it was
This desert really sounds atrocious, just like the worst. So I'm going to save, and then I'm going to do a save state. And then I guess we'll try the desert. It sounds just the worst. I kind of want to check my guide and see if the guide has any advice before I head into this just awful place. Let's make sure we fill the canteen. The door fills up the canteen. You now have 16 servings of water. Okay. First, let's see. Did I forget something important in the factory? So I missed the Ares Spear and an Artemis Cap. Those would be nice to have, but not... I mean, I don't use Gar, and I already have an Artemis Cap, and I don't really need two of them. Okay. So there's apparently some cool loot in the desert, but I'm not going to try to get that. We're going to try the ultimate shortcut they recommend, which is one turn from facing north in my guide, and we'll see how this works out. Are you leaving already? Go into the desert. Okay, so that's the North Star. Walking in the desert. Pretty cool. It's not cheating to look things up. I think there are supposed to be encounters here, but I have not encountered any. Oh, here's an encounter. Maybe? What's going on? All the shortcut in the desert is instead of like going in one direction and then making a right turn and going in another direction, is to just go straight there. It's not like, you know, anything major. Yeah. I don't know what's going on in terms of where I am, but I got a swallow eye and that's cool. So, there's the North Star. Let's keep going like this. Your throat is getting dry. You should have some water. Okay. I'm confused about how the water jug works. I thought it was like I need a serving for each people, but okay. Oh, apparently the whole like your HP will go down permanently is it just affects you the same way that dying does. It'll go back up if I rest that in. That makes me feel better. I'm not at risk of like permanently hobbling my characters. They really amp up the threat, though. I guess. Scorpion. That wasn't very hard. Multivitamin. Tasty. And we're still walking in the right way. Oh, it's daytime. I should probably, like, sleep, I guess. How do I do that? Apparently by pressing options. Do you guys have anything interesting to say? Whose voice am I most willing to do? Don't this just beat all? Everywhere you look, sand. How are you supposed to know which way you're going in this? If we camp at night and walk during the day, we won't be able to see the stars and we'll get lost. That does sound like a dumb idea. Is there like a note on my table now? Oh, it tells me how to get to the oasis. Well, I'll read it? No.